watches and enjoy it. It is I, Piggy, and I'm joined by Ash. Here from Watching
Hello.
Walford, bring you yet another edition of the Watching Walford podcast. It's episode 119. I believe we've done 119 of these. A lot of them are bad, some of them are good, but you're still here. Today's episode.
I'd never recommend watching these from the start.
If you want to watch them from the start, we'll give you 50 quid. 50 quid in like pennies. So, today's episode is going to cover the biggest storylines tech boys from week 15 of 2025. All the episodes from the 7th of the 4th all the way to the 10th of the 4th. Now, I will preface this by saying this is just one big topic because I was trying to figure out, like, do I just make this into sections? And I went, Peggy, you're a lazy man. You will stop at any route to just take a shortcut. So this is just going to be one big topic. So yeah, all your so if you're wondering, oh, is he talking about Bianca and Sonia and this? Yes, but I will obviously it'll all be a part of Martin's funeral. I hope that explains everything.
Yeah, there are a bunch of subtopics, but fundamentally, it's all one in the same. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
All of it is typically predicated on the fact that Martin's funeral's this week. So yeah, it's it's just how it is. May not be the most structured or organized, but I'm tired.
Also, I will preference this by quickly saying that I was reading a book while watching this, so if some of my points are a bit off, just know that it was 3 in the morning when I was watching this because I was playing Fortnite with some people a few hours before, and I went to Smith's in the morning, so I didn't really have time. I forgot the time crunch. So yeah, just very quickly before I start this, I know we do this at the after show, but I might as well just quickly say you're doing well, Ash.
I'm alright. I said I kind of alluded to, it's been a bit of a dodgy week. Energy levels quite low. I wouldn't say stress levels are high. It's just, I don't know. I've been having some gut and it feels like something's pushing on my gut or bladder. So I've been having a struggle this week. It's not been. I've had just about as much energy to do what I needed to do, but anything beyond that has just fallen to the wayside. So
yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, and I guess I will honestly just go into what I've been doing at the end, because everyone's here to talk about Martin's funeral. Now let's just start this. Let me just quickly make a timestamp. There we go. Timestamp is done. So Martin's funeral. Alright, what happens? Well, just very quickly, if you are new to this, very quickly, I'm just going to quickly go over how he died. He obviously, the Queen Vic fire happened on the 40th anniversary week, so the 19th of February that week, and he went to rescue Stacey because Stacey got trapped in the bog, the toilet, and basically they had an argument while trying to leave. It was weird. She was like, "Do you love me, Martin?" And I'm sat there going, "You're on a fire, love. You have to try and escape." And wouldn't you know it, when he tries to escape, something bad happens and Martin gets crushed by a beam, which then ultimately kills him. So that's your quick rundown of why Martin Fowler is dead. And just very quickly, yes, I know, I read the Instagram comments. This is the worst mistake EastEnders has ever made. Everybody loves Martin. So there's why Martin.
Worse than Pat.
Yeah. So very quickly,
joke.
If you want to know the main balls into this funeral, it's so you obviously have Sonia and Bianca, but Sonia's also the lover of Martin, or the first lover, the first
Martin's first love.
Yes, and then you have Stacey, who is Martin's second love, and that was a weird relationship because it was like, Stacey, do you love me? I've just shagged your best mate. Bush. Sorry, lad.
Stacey, do you love me? I've just slept with Max again. Oh, Christ! All right.
And then you have his more recent love, which is Ruby. And also, I will explain very quickly the Martin Fowler family tree. He only really has one kid biologically, and that is with Ruby. All these other kids are adoptive, I think. I'm pretty sure.
I think he has one biological kid with Stacey.
To me, because
I'll fact check this.
Yeah, I'll just quickly run through it. Lily, Hope, and Arthur, I believe, are his adopted kids, and there might be one where he is obviously biological with them.
Hope is his.
Hope is his biological kid. That is thank you. And then Arthur is obviously his adopted one. Arthur is the funny one because he's like, "Oh, Stacey, we're having a kid. What are you gonna name it?" Arthur. Oh, mate, it's not your kid. It's Tush's. Thanks. That would be a bit weird of a Sunday, wouldn't it? Naming it after your dead father and then finding out your best mate's child.
Yeah.
I think that would be an awkward Christmas dinner. I think that's all these kids in the. And obviously there's Bex, which is Sonia's.
Yes.
And then obviously with Ruby there is Roman. And there you go. There's all these kids. The family tree. It keeps growing and it gets more and more confusing every time a branch comes out of it. But now you know the backstory about Martin. It's time to discuss his funeral. So we arrive on the 7th or the 6th. I think it's the 6th. Did I fact check this before I started? No, it was the 7th, alright. So we start on the 7th of April and it's Martin's funeral, like I said. And the Walford town is grieving. Ruby obviously wants everything to be perfect, but it's a funeral and not everything could go smoothly. Stacey arrives home drunk, and basically Lily is
on
like
the back of the milk float.
yeah, back on the milk float. And
the old cat later appearance.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, Stacey, why are you even here? You're drunk. You're silly old fool. You're drunk. You're silly old fool. And she basically is like, I don't care. I'm here to see my partner. Well, my ex-partner. And Lily basically gets up in Stacey's face. Stacey slaps her, and Lily just runs off. Lily's at the swing. She's supposed to be at the funeral to deliver a speech about her dad, but obviously she's not there.
Yeah, this is in between. This is in between where Stacey gets back. Eve is like, "Yo, you need to sort everything out." She is drunk, and everybody's kind of like, "Oh, Stacey, you're back, and then it carries on. In between where they've done a big like march with a coffin, where they take Martin's coffin through the square. Everybody's like paying their respects. And then Lily sees Stacey and is fuming because it's starting a theme with Lily right now, where since Stacey did leave, when it all got too much for her, you've had Lily kind of be a bit disenfranchised, a bit disgruntled with Stacey for not stepping up when she felt that this was Stacey should have stepped up for her, but she didn't, and this starts a bit of like seething. She starts to be really angry and is starting to blame Stacey for everything when everything isn't necessarily her fault. This is just a set of awful circumstances, but she just had her dad taken away from her, and how do you even react to that sort of thing? So that's what Lily is struggling with right now. She's starting to blame Stacey for everything, even if it's not even her fault.
I mean, with this kind of thing, I just want to say, I can understand from a child's perspective of this, but I know she's a teenager. But if you've just lost someone who's like a parent, I wouldn't really want to say grandparent, because if grandparent you're like, they're old anyways, they're going to die eventually. But more so your parent or your brother or sister, you are going to be like, yeah, it's your fault they're gone. You're going to kind of just be mad at one of them, because just like,
well, you just get mad at anything, really. Yeah. Even if it's not even their fault, you just kind of get mad. Where it's you didn't have to deal with this. No, it's even when my dad died, I was a bit angry towards my brothers and sisters, because because they're obviously I'm the baby of the family, but for me, I'd felt like I'd had to grow up sooner than they had, so they had more time of being in this nice little insulated, have both the parents, but here's me at 12, just well, guess I gotta go it alone now. Grief affects everybody in different ways.
Yeah, and I can understand Lily's perspective of this. Like, because obviously, you lose someone is rough. We've all been there, but eventually everyone will lose someone they love. And I know that's a bit dark to say, 10 minutes in, but it's just true, isn't it? Sadly. Bloody hell, making this depressing. Continuing on, I'll just quickly go through Sonia's little piece. Sonia's getting ready for the funeral. Bianca is like talking to the person who made the podcast, like, yo, pull this shit offline, Holmes, please. I don't want it online. And I'll give you back the $2,000. And then Bex walks in, like, what are you doing there, Bianca? Nothing. Fair enough. Fair enough. Don't do that again now. Don't do that again. And then that's basically it. We arrive at the funeral. We arrive on we arrive at the church. Everything's going smoothly. Just everything's going smoothly, I should say. And then we arrive at the graveside, where they want Lily to say a few words, but Lily isn't there. And so Stacey steps up.
Yeah, she didn't make the funeral after being slapped by Stacey.
Yeah, thank you.
She just decided to drink with Ivani on the swings outside the arches instead.
Yeah, that's romantic in a way. But yeah, Stacey delivers a few words saying, "This is hard for me. I've never lost someone as deep as this." And I'm going, Bradley, you've lost Bradley.
Yeah.
Oh, Bradley.
Honestly, people have been complaining a bit about people erasing the past a little bit, because when Sonia was talking about how because you could probably argue that Jamie was Sonia's first love in a way. You really could, but then they just go, "Oh, well, didn't actually love Jamie anyways." Then a bunch of the like Jamie Mitchell stands like, "Oh no, you're erasing Jamie's legacy," and it's like, it's a bit reductive. And then to say that Stacey's like, I get the idea because she was on and off with Martin for like a decade, and it's one of those annoying things where they weren't together all. It's the EastEnders trope, man. It's like Jay and Lola. Jay and Lola were described as soulmates, despite probably spending the least amount of time together out of all of their major romances. Because Jade spent so much time with Abby, and Lola spent so much time with Peter. But like, Stacey did spend a good chunk of the last decade with Martin, but she also spent a good chunk of the decade separated from Martin. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like, to me, it would have hit harder had they have not split up. But obviously, you needed for them to split up for the Ruby stuff. But like, if they just had a clean bill of goods throughout the most of the decade, it would feel a bit more natural for them to be like, "Oh, you were my true love, and you're the only one I've ever truly loved." Blah blah blah. But yeah, it's just a bit of a. It feels a bit reductive to just blanketly say, "Hey, you are the love of my life, Martin." It's like, I don't know about that.
Especially when she has slept with all three members of the Brannan family. Well, excluding Derek. There's Bradley, Max, and Jack. I'm like, come on, Bradley. You loved Bradley, didn't you?
This Bradley erasure.
Bradley's been Ben Ward from history. Let's go. But yeah, it just what was I saying? Just, yeah, it's weird because I'm like, you love Bradley. Come on, you have a giant memorial in your room, in your dressing room. Come on, what is this? Yeah. In real life, Stacey has like a giant photo of the person who plays Stacey has a giant photo in her dressing room of Bradley and her.
Fair enough.
And that's basically jokingly said in 2023. You never know who might return at Christmas. Bradley might return. And then people probably were like, ooh, Bradley returned? No.
You're just willing it into existence.
Yeah.
Like Stacey gives this big dramatic speech about, like I said, never loving someone as much as Martin, never been hurt this deeply by death before. Yeah, I wish you could just take it all away. And this rattles pretty much everyone. Ruby's like, All right. Making it all about you, are we? Making it all about you. Zach's a bit like nicer about it, and it just kind of it sets off a bunch of the different waves. One thing I did say is, didn't Sharon piss off? Did Sharon actually go to the funeral, or did she piss off after the funeral?
I actually don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I'm going to be honest. I was reading a book, so if you couldn't tell, lads, to peel back the curtain, I was kind of watching this, but I was only really listening to it. So yeah. By listening, I have my volume turned up way too high because I'm a bit deaf in my ears. I came to realise. But Sharon just, I don't think she was there. Taking on mostly the Stacey stuff first. She's mad at Lily because she's like, Lily, why weren't you there? And Lily's like, well, you slapped me. Of course, I'm not gonna go there. You like made fun of, you slapped me like because you weren't there. You're a failure of a parent, mum. Bloody failure. Fuck you. And just yells at her, and then she yells at her. And Stacey goes into Martin's wake, has a couple of drinks, and then Eve confronts her and is like, yo, home slice. Maybe you shouldn't drink. And Stacey's like, ah, piss off. You're a shit mother yourself. And Eve's like, okay, thanks. That was nice.
What the fuck, man?
I don't know.
I don't know what
Stacey's
just. She just continues to. What she's not dealing with the grief is the whole point. She's not dealing with the grief at all, so she keeps lashing out at everyone. And I don't remember what happens after she leaves the wake, but it just kind of, as well as this, you had Lily who just stays out drinking, and then at the end of the day with this, they all take a look at Martin's like fruit and veg stall, and then I believe the episode after, it turns out that the fruit and veg stall has been set on fire and has just been burnt out.
But also,
and it becomes a bit of a little mini whodunit as such.
But also with that, in Tuesday episode, I believe Stacey slaps Ruby and just like, really. Well, I think she confronts Ruby first. They talk, and then Wednesday's where she slaps her. I should say, because they talk at the allotment of the past, and Ruby really wants to know, did he really love you? And Stacey's like, meh, maybe. I can't really say. So don't hurt your feelings, but obviously he did. But you are grieving, so no, he didn't.
Yeah, it's just in that situation where it's like, Stacey, stop fucking lying. just admit it. And then this kicks off another argument in its own right, as Ruby's like, why do you always patronize me? Why do you always belittle me? Why do you always treat me like I'm that same kid 20 years ago whose dad paid you 20 quid to hang out with me? Like, for fuck's sake. Just be honest. Just be open. Stop treating me like a dick.
Yeah. And yes,
there's more unresolved stuff with Ruby and Stacey.
And then where was I? Yeah, then the stall gets burnt down. Stacey runs out and screams, "No, no, no!" Because obviously the stall burnt down. The following day, everyone thinks that Ruby done it, but because Priya's out there spreading the knowledge, like the Ten Commandments.
Ruby was the last one seen there.
Yeah. And basically Ruby confronts Stacey. Stacey slaps her like a bitch off, and she leaves. And then we figure out that who has done it, who set it on fire. It was Lily. As Ruby goes back, talks to Stacey, and then Stacey gets a photo, and it's like, oh, Lily's water bottle, and then in the first episode, Stacey screams at Lily like, hey, you did it, didn't you? And Lily's like, no, you did do it. Don't lie. She's like, fine, I did do it. I was jealous. And Ruby's like, okay, I'm going to report it to the police. And Lily's like, I could lose my child. And then Ruby's like, I could lose my child. So, who wins? I'm like,
it's at this point where Stacey takes the mum approach, steps up, and goes, look, all right, I'm sure we can figure something out. So she starts to put the cogs in motion to kind of go, maybe I shouldn't just hate on Ruby for no reason anymore.
Yeah, and then basically Ruby just is like, Stacey's like, there's nobody here that actually cares for you, Ruby, and Ruby's fair enough, you're actually right. So she sells the stall back to Ian. Peter's probably going to run that stall now, let's be honest.
Yes.
I'm still hoping our prediction. Oh wait, the camera's on you. Bloody hell! Still hoping our prediction comes true, where it's where the minute mark gets turned into the minute Martin. Well, probably won't. I hope it does, but it won't. So, what was I saying? So yeah, she takes the blame for the stall being set on fire, and yeah, she just leaves. She goes to the graveside.
Yeah, they catch up at the graveside, and they finally have an actual conversation about it. They finally actually discuss, like, look, it sucks knowing that it's basically, they kind of figure out, like, look, I was upset that we lost something, but at the end of the day, the biggest shock is that we've lost Martin at the end of, like, we both have, like, struggled with this. But Ruby kind of looks to the future and goes, look, I was more happy in Essex anyways. Like, I don't really have any family here. It's not really my home. Like, there's no real point of me actually sticking around. And it's, yeah, I'll take the blame. That's fine. Like, I don't actually care that much. And then says a nice little touching moment that, because I would assume that Roman's name is currently Roman Allen. Now Roman's going to go by Roman Fowler, which is a nice little final touch. And yeah, her and Stacey just kind of, they finally have that they finally remember that they were friends all this time ago. And yeah, I assume also that Roman, he stood on his line. He didn't interrupt anything. Roman was that actor. He knew his role. He nailed it. He just, all right, just hold my hand and don't fucking move or speak. Done. Easy.
You reckon they got
yeah.
You reckon they got a dwarf to just play him and they just didn't really talk about it? Just like a 20-year-old dwarf just stood in children's clothes.
But point being, I don't know if this is Ruby's exit, but it feels like it probably is. I don't know, like, I think the last time we'll see a Ruby for now is just her just leaving the grave. And I think we can talk about this now. I suppose we can just do the little small bit afterwards about Lily Slater, and we can talk about Ruby as her return and the character and what we think about it. But I think then Stacey gets back and they talk about the Ruby stuff, and Stacey's like, "Look, I solved it. It's all fine." And then Lily just kind of goes, "Yeah, well, fuck you. You caused all the problems, anyways." Basically saying you deprived me of a happy childhood by constantly cheating on Martin and constantly just not being trustworthy. And she still just lashes out and is just like, I hate you. You ruined my childhood. I tried to write this speech. I tried to write this eulogy. I couldn't do anything. So I didn't remember any happy moments of my childhood. And that's all because of you. And just fully once again throws it all in her face. Stacey's like, look, I stepped up today. I was here for you today. You're not going to prison today because of me. And yeah, Lily's just, she's nothing Stacey could say or do that would actually fix things. And lashes out.
Yeah.
Anything else on that?
I understand from the perspective of Lily, like, because I'm not in the same boat, but like, you can't really complain about your childhood when you also got pregnant, Lily, at 12. So, just, you got pregnant at 12 and then had a kid. So I understand her perspective, but at the same time, poor Stacey. Stacey's allowed to sleep with who she wants to sleep. It's not your business. Martin still give you fruit and veg. Like, it's not really, like, he didn't really have happy memories. But like, he wasn't going to Paris to take you to Disneyland or Disney World, whatever that one's called. Like, he can't afford it. He works on a fruit and veg stall, which is the biggest crime. Because how's he making money in the 2010s or 2020s? He's working on a fruit and veg stall. That's my question.
Yeah, it's you can understand why, but you can also understand it from the lens of like we could have had a happy family, but you guys just never like bashed your heads together. I do get the idea because like there could have been like an alternate life where Martin and Stacy just never split up alternatively, and everything is fine. It's kind of like what a lot of us would like to believe happened with Mick and Linda. They didn't cheat at all. In fact, they were always together and they never separated. Fingers crossed. No, but yeah, like it's you can understand the angst though. Losing a parent's a hard thing to do, especially at the best of times. It's just no matter what, it knocks you senseless. Everything changes from that point to be very serious about it. Like a lot of things in your life do change. Like, yeah, sure. If you're like 30 and you lose your parent, yeah, sure, it'll hurt, but like not as much as losing a parent when you're a teenager, where you're struggling to deal with everything at the best of times, and now you have one less support in your life. It does change shit, and you do have to grow up real fast. It's something that you probably, if you could go through life avoiding it, it would be great. But unfortunately, life is like that sometimes.
Life is like a
Um,
box of sour chocolates sometimes. Uh, that's the phrase, isn't it?
you say sour chocolates.
Yes.
It's just life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Forrest Gump. Don't know
Forest
what they're
Gump.
fucking sour for.
I also just very quickly, I had this weird bar, right, where it had jellies in it. So it's like chocolate, but then you bite into it and you get fucking jelly. And I was like, what is this? Albert
So what,
Einstein,
like
why do you?
Turkish delight?
It's not Turkish delight. It was like a Robinson's jelly tots bar.
And that sounds horrific. I don't know why you'd buy it.
Ah, I don't know. Just did. So
But yeah, back to the actual topic though. So this probably does wrap up Ruby's stint on the show. She joined back for a prolonged period, which is pretty much about what 6 months roughly, and she's been quite open and vocal, saying, the good thing about EastEnders is you never know when you're going to be back." So this is a door left open return, and honestly, I don't think they've done anything good for the character. With this one, I don't think they've done anything interesting for Ruby. They stripped away a lot of the stuff she like before. At least if Ruby's life was shit, she at least had the bloody fortune that Johnny Allen worked up for. Like at least she was minted. She could do whatever she wanted. Now she's dirt poor again. She has a baby. She has a young kid called Roman, and now she's gonna live a fucking sad little dingy life in Essex. Like they really, you, I've been making a big point to suggest that they did a really good job with a lot of these short-term returns, but some of these longer stints have kind of really belittled a lot of the characters, in my opinion. Like this Ruby return, I get that you wanted to have it for that kind of triangle still to play a big part in the 40th. And obviously you couldn't not have Ruby come back at all. It was still important to do that, but they've really stripped away a lot of the already established things of the character just for this. And I don't really feel like the juice was worth the squeeze.
yeah, I do. It's just weird because also Spider Bianca leaves as well. It is implied that leaves this week, and I will have some topics to say about that, some words to say about that. But Ruby honestly is, I just like I'm glad she came back, but at the same time, just it it, it was shit. Let's be honest, because
Like, I recognize that someone has to be the bad guy in a situation, right? Ruby wasn't. She was. I'm gonna choose everything about the funeral, and he loved me, and it's all about me. And you understand that someone's gonna have to be that person, but also, it just the way you can tell if a return is good or worth it is to see whether people actually want her back after this. And I don't think Ruby's really gained any fans as a result of this recent stint.
yeah, Yeah, it doesn't diminish the character compared to Bianca. It doesn't, but it just feels a bit pointless. But it's just my thoughts. Also, I think now I'm just gonna run through Sonya stuff. If that's all right. Or do you want to talk about Lily or anything like that? Or
Uh, no, I'll just do a little small tangent. It's nice to see Lily actually stepping up as an actor as well, because she is really good and she's proven her like acting chops quite strongly with this stuff. And whenever you like kill a long term parent, as I said before, that the character now is going to become a bit more prominent, anyways. So I think she's stepped up to the plate with these scenes, and it's been an interesting dynamic, and it's going to be interesting to see the Lily Slater character continue to develop. As for the Ruby stuff, like I said, it's quite impressive for me as like a former Ruby Allen stan, and both a former Martin stan. This week just didn't hit for me at all whatsoever. I don't care. I don't care that Martin's dead. I don't know. Like, I understand that we had to wait a little bit for this to happen, because you had to wait for Lacey Turner to kind of be able to come back from just having a baby. So you had to push everything back. But for me, it felt like it took way too fucking long to get Martin in the ground.
yeah,
And yeah, just a lot of stuff just kind of hit out at me as such.
yeah. Is Lacey Turner permanently back now, or is she going back on maternity leave?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure maternity leave is it's pretty lengthy. So I don't know. Maybe she'll leave again for a little bit. Who knows? I don't know. I would
Well,
hope she gets some time, because obviously you get to spend time with your kid, and it's pretty important in that early stages. So, but I don't know.
but
Unsurprising, I'm not very informed.
yeah, Ash obviously has two kids. He has the third one on the way. So I will now quickly run through the other stuff, which is just Bianca really. So if you don't know, like I mentioned or alluded to earlier, Bianca is obviously on a podcast, airing out some dirty laundry, more so her perspective on the coma killer as he's been dubbed. I really would have
Decent
preferred the
name.
bathtub killer, because that's more funny in my eyes.
Yeah,
As
but it doesn't corroborate the story, does it?
yeah, okay, Mister, I'm being realistic about this. Uh,
Look,
but
it's the coma killer. It makes sense. He's not the bathtub killer. What was reported about the bathtub?
that she had a
Nothing.
stroke. She had a stroke in it.
Yeah,
That he
but
caused.
that wasn't like widely known. We don't know if he caused it.
You could just bullshit and say he did cause it.
I mean, it wouldn't be against podcasters to clickbait things.
Which yeah. I did see the Hawk Tour girl is back doing a podcast. I'm surprised she didn't get Bianca on her podcast to talk with the coma killer. Uh,
One of the
also,
funniest thing about Bianca is obviously Patsy Palmer lives in Miami, and she's used to DJ in Miami with her kids and her husband. But obviously, since she was in the UK for EastEnders, she also went, yeah, someone should sign me up for Celebrity Big Brother, and I'll do it, and that's fine. So it's like I may as well may as well make some money whilst I'm in the UK.
is she on Big Brother now?
Yeah, she's on Celebrity Big Brother.
Ah. Oh, so is that the one with Jojo Siwa and Mickey Rourke,
Mickey Rourke, yeah.
the guy who did the wrestler movie, and turns out
Yes.
he's a big homophobe? Well, allegedly.
He said he did say some questionable things. I watched 2 episodes of it. I not watched that episode, but I've watched 2 episodes of this series of Big Brother. Obviously, my ins is Patsy Palmer's in it, and you have Jack P. Shepherd who plays David Platt and Corey. So fuck it, why not? It's been alright so far, but yeah, Mickey Rourke seems. He's also quite open about being a boxer and a CTE. CTE. He's got his head in the clouds. He doesn't really know what's going on, but he did say some homophobic shit. So
sorry, but the only Big Brother.
he's just kind of outed himself to be a bit of like a dirty old man.
The Alexis
But he's not
Grandpa
even the
special.
biggest. He's not even the biggest like fucking prick in the house, allegedly.
Who is? Come on, they're the dirty
There
donkey.
was some guy who kind of posted some anti-trans stuff. He's like a former Olympian gold medalist.
He's just mad that a
So-
trans person won.
And did trans person win?
I don't know. He's more jealous if they did, supposedly.
And obviously you have Danny Beard, who's a famous like drag like performer. And they entered the house in full drag, and the guy just said a bunch of like shitty little fucking comments. Oh, it's not all about you. All right, fucker.
Sorry, but I'm gonna clarify.
And that's all the Big Brothers. That's all the Big Brother tea.
Oh, sorry, I'm just gonna clarify. This is gonna be making fun of a nonce. So just the only Big Brother clip I know of is when Harry Hill is doing where he's covering Celebrity Big Brother, and it's like, who's into the house? Jimmy Savile, and then they all start doing a Jimmy Savile chant, and like it's all right in 2007, but when you watch it post 2011, you're like, yeah, no. Because they're all doing the oppression of now then, all that sort of stuff, and it's like, the crowd is like chanting and like, but I don't really watch Big Brother. Like, I get the drama and stuff, but
It's been interesting enough. Like I said, I still remain on this thing. Like, first and foremost, if soap people don't like the reality TV, I don't understand the point of this. Like, it's the whole, like, soaps are in a sense trashy fucking long running shows. You watch it and then there's some drama. You're like, oh, it's just, yeah, this is great. But it's also just it's. I mean, I say this. I watched 2 episodes. They were interesting enough. Am I jumping to watch the third? Not really, no. But it's so easy. It's so much more fun to watch reality TV if you take everything at face value. Because if you take everything like, oh shit, he said what? Oh no, wait, like it's just fun. It's just stupid, dumb fun. And if you can't enjoy it, you know, just.
but
It's like everybody's got stick up their ass about. Oh, you watch Love Island, and everybody's got these preconceived notions about it. It's like, oh, it's just people trying to fuck, aren't they? It's like, well, no, it's not. It's a bunch of people set to. It's time to get to know each other and try and like see if there's any like relationship potential there. But yeah, people just have a. I say that I've only watched 1 season of Love Island properly, but still, point being, I don't know why people are. Oh, I know why, but I think people need to drop their fucking preconceived notions about these shows. You can enjoy them; they are good fun. But if you just stop willingly hating it the entire time.
do you reckon one of these is gonna return to the Watching Walford channel?
What?
Dancing with the Stars or
Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars. What's it called?
Strictly.
Strictly Come Dancing, or Love Island. Which one's gonna return?
Absolutely not.
None of them.
Until we are fiendishly successful, we can do anything and people will support us. Absolutely not.
But I just don't like it. I also find it weird, right? Now obviously you told me the actors and actresses' names who are appearing in the Big Brother. That's gotta be a weird blunt rotation. You've got a drag queen, an anti-trans person, a CTE homophobe, a lesbian, and a DJ. That is a weird blunt rotation. Like, because you've Jojo Siwa and Patsy Palmer. I don't know why I would need that crossover. That is a crossover I really want for some reason. Like, just imagining Jojo Siwa, like, what was her famous song she did last year? It wasn't hit or miss. What was it? I don't know. Just imagining, like, Patsy Palmer DJing that song, like, just, yeah.
But I'm also on this. I don't know nearly any of these fuckers, anyways. So
Jojo Siwa.
I just know that the internet despises Jojo Siwa.
I can put this in a word you might understand. You know, like how Sam Smith is very much like not gay, but he pretty much makes the fact that he's bisexual or they them like his not his personality, but very known.
I mean, he's a very openly queer.
Yeah, but you know that like he does very much tell people that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much JoJo Siwa to Americans. But obviously, since the British don't really care, it's like, oh, you're gay, fair enough. Like, she makes it kind of her whole personality in a sense. Not really, but she kind of does. And that's where the problem lies, because it's like, oh, I'm a lesbian. And she shows up to like all these award shows with her hair dyed and hair dyed multicolored rainbows and stuff. Which people just get mad at, and I couldn't care. If she's having fun doing it, let her have the fun. You know? It's like there's a topic.
The only thing I really remember of the actual like necessary criticism was when Sia made a movie about being autistic and cast her as the main role, and it was wasn't received well. It's not a very good depiction of autism, and they also teamed up with a charity that are very publicly horrific to autistic people. So
it's like I'm gonna leave this here before I go back to the EastEnders. My favorite thing I've been like obviously listening to American politics. Not really going to delve into it, but I don't know if I made this publicly known on the Watching Walford account, but I'll just very quickly, if you don't know, Texans are doing some weird shit right now because first they wanted to make a law, right, where it's illegal to masturbate because that's where a child starts. You can get why, because there's sperm and stuff. Now this law's got even better.
It can't be a world where sperm has rights.
Now, Ash,
we can't be living in a world where sperm has rights.
But
sperm has more rights than trans people, apparently.
Ash, it gets better. And my favourite bit when I was telling Rose this is his reaction to, why would you need more than one? So the Texans are bringing in a law, or trying to bring in a law. I should clarify by saying trying to, where they're now. I love this because the Trump administration's attack is trans people, but Texans' issue is sex toys now.
Everyone.
They're going after sex toys. They're saying that sex toys should be sold outside strip clubs or somewhere inappropriate like that. And this buckled me. Are you ready for this? So say you are a person who loves using some sex toys and you've about 6. Well, they want to bring in a law where you'll have to reduce that. There, you can only have 3 sex toys in your bedroom. You can't have more than
5.
What?
I thought it was 5.
No, that's only 3.
Ah, only 3. Whatever am I gonna do?
But no, it's
you said in the bedroom. What about the kitchen?
You just have one in each room. You can't get me.
You don't have a sex toy permit for this room. Take it all to the bedroom.
But the only reason I bring this up is I'm imagining, because obviously I know America is a very rough place right now, but I'm imagining like just, okay, so John, you're obviously the ICE police, you're the deporter, the immigrants. Dave, we've got an interesting role for you. You have to go around knocking on people's houses, investigating the sex toys and telling them they have too much.
We've had some reports that you have multiple sex toys in this building. We just want to check that this isn't true because it's a criminal offence. None of your fucking business, person. If I want to fuck myself all over my kitchen and my bedroom, it's none of your fucking business. You cheeky fucker. It's so, I don't know, it's a very America thing right now where they're policing all the shit that's not that important. But it's like all the trans people wanting to fucking what? Like, who cares what fucking genitals you have? You're not gonna fucking check them at the door. You're not gonna fucking strip search them. It's none of your fucking business what they've got fucking packing down there, for fuck's sake. Like, I'll never understand it. Let's police all the nonsense that isn't important. Like, who the fuck cares? I don't care if they got a dick or not. Fucking none of your business. Let them fucking be.
But, like, I'm just imagining, imagine you go to prison and there's, 3 people there and it's like, okay, probably you arrested for, I was arrested for stabbing my mother to death. Fair enough.
They're never talking about it also, but yeah.
And then it's like, what are you in for? Oh, I'm trans. Okay, what are you in for? I have more than 3 sex toys in my bedroom. Yeah, I'm pretty hardcore, selling them on
It's
the
just
streets.
mental, isn't it?
It's just me, because I love reading these stupid laws because it's so funny to me. Because I understand, like, because they want to bring back Catholicism / Christianity to a more
They want
prominent role.
everything to be a bit more puritanical,
Yeah.
it's purity, blah, blah, blah. It's nonsense as well.
Yeah. But it's just that made me laugh. And, yeah, just
But
that whole...
another derail, because fuck it. Have you seen that J.K. Rowling's going after asexuals now?
Yeah, I did.
What's offensive about ace people?
Wasn't our tweet something
As someone who's ace, who the fuck cares if I don't want to fuck someone? None of your business. None of your fucking business. What's wrong about not wanting to fuck?
What was her tweet saying, like, oh, ace people just don't want to shag? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, they just don't want to shag.
Yeah, fair enough. They don't want to shag.
None of your fucking business. If I want to blow my beans, all right. But it's such an inoffensive thing. Like, first and foremost, how many asexual people has J.K. Rowling ever met?
Yeah,
None. First and foremost, and second, how fucking angry can you get about someone just saying, just don't want to fuck, really? Just don't want to fuck. How fucking dare you? You're killing the fucking. You're ruining our future. Like, oh really? There's like 8 billion fuckers in the planet. I think we'll be safe. I think there'll be enough kids to go round. Mental.
It's the weird thing because it's just. I know you're not supposed to laugh on it, but it's so funny when celebrities go after the minute details of things that are not really important or are important in life, but like not on the same level. Like ace people, there's probably less ace people than there is ducks with 3 legs. So you know what I mean?
It's just like J.K. Rowling's like, well, I've been doing my job hitting down at this 3-year-old. That being a lens for trans, right? Yeah, I've been doing my job, fucking cracking this little kid in the jaw so he knows better. I've been doing it for the last 4 years of my life, just cracking this little kid in the jaw who doesn't have anything, and he isn't. But it's just an allegory for not having any rights, etc., etc. It's like, all right, I've had enough of this now. Now it's time to hit down at another minority. Those fucking asexuals. What, they're not shagging? They think we're better than us shaggers. Fucking cut me here.
But honestly, who's shagging J.K. Rowling? That's my question. Honestly, have you looked at her? I don't mean.
I'm not going to go down personal insults.
No.
Her opinions are fucking awful enough.
And her stereotyping. Oh, I have an Irish character in a Harry Potter book. What am I going to call them? Irish car bomber, potato famine. There we go.
Yeah.
There's an Indian person. What am I going to call them? I'm not saying that. Just like...
There's a trans character in... There's a trans character in the Hogwarts game, Sir Ona Ryan. It's lovely.
It's...
Fucking J.K. Rowling.
It's...
Oh, hey, what characters are going to be in charge of the banks? Ha! Yeah, J.K. Rowling's a piece of shit.
My favourite bit is...
It's also just depressing that she's made it, right? She's fully made it. She doesn't have to do anything else in her life. She's made all the money. She's probably got a family. Everything's fine. She's a billionaire. She's written one of the most publicly openly acclaimed children's books, and which spawned a shit ton of movies and merchandise. She's made a whole universe that is almost, well, not universally beloved anymore. And she can't even fucking enjoy it because she's a miserable piece of shit. Like, imagine. It's like Elon to a lesser extent. Like, you made it, motherfucker. Stop trying to get everybody's attention. I get that you get bored. It's the fucking sad housewife effect. So, oh, you have loads of hobbies. No, I'm just a rich, entitled housewife, and I don't have anything better to do with my time. Like, if she's made it and this is what she's living, a shit existence, I feel bad for her. But I don't feel bad for her because she is a fucker.
But I just want to read this very quickly. Fox News posted this, so this is obviously, you can say this is true, this is not true, I don't know. As a matter of policy, we do not respond to reports with pronouns in their bios. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Levitt, White House Press Secretary won't respond to reporters using pronouns in email signatures. Pronouns are basic English. You're writing a pronoun when you're bloody writing an email. What are you on about, lads? What are you on about? Like, how dare you use he in a sentence where you're talking about Trump? It's Mr. He is a sex goddess 69/he's a good man and did nothing wrong. You will address him by his full name, Mr. Donald Jesus Trump Christ Jr. It's like, calm down.
Just the simple fact that the culture war's gone too far. People are arguing about shit that, you would never really interact with in the first place.
I'll get back to these sentences in a second, but bloody, the pronoun, it's just the pronouns. Like, people getting mad at pronouns even though you basically use it, it's just stupid. I
fucking hate pronouns, me. What's your pronouns? He, him. Yeah, because you're a man. Okay. Fucking hate pronouns. Great.
There's this before I get back.
People are fucking stupid.
Before I get back to it, there's this TikTok creator, and there is middle school or high school, which is either primary school / secondary school, like teacher, and obviously they're trans. So obviously on their Instagram account, which children won't be watching because the children at school don't really know them, but she posts like trans like content, like, oh, why do all trans people love animal play, stuff like that, like just not like that, but like helping us with the trans community and stuff, and making jokes about it.
Trying to educate and
And this person, I believe her name's Becky. I don't know her last name. She's like I want to say a politician, and for some reason she just on every video, and I find this like I get like hate commenting, but she's just on every video going, what school district do you go to? I'm reporting you. And then you look at the comments, everyone's like, yeah, you go on, Becky, stand up for human rights. Let's go, Becky. She's teaching our kids pronouns. Let's fucking go, Becky. It's like, Jesus Christ, calm down. She's a teacher. She's not bloody guarding the gate of school like saying, you shall learn pronouns. Like, calm down. It's not that deep. It's not that deep.
It's just like, the most she'll be teaching her kids is tolerance, right? And a bunch of her kids will probably understand, oh, they're trans. Fair enough. A lot of them probably acceptance of trans because, hey, they're a cool person. All I've ever known. Why do I give a shit? You know who they are? Make you more tolerant. But just fucking, it's not like it's like, all right, and lesson 1, pronouns 101. Now here's how you go by they, them pronouns. It is confusing a little bit. It's like, it's not fucking happening. She's a teacher. She's doing a fucking job. Christ.
My favourite one was, because everyone got upset over this for no reason, but she's like, yeah, I do teach your kids about pronouns. There, and there. Because they always use the wrong there. And people are like, how dare you? How dare you do that to my kids? My kids won't be going to your school. Tell us where you educate these kids in school. I'm like, but she's a teacher. Just calm down. She can't teach your kids basic English.
You know what most kids teach? The fucking curriculum you set. That's what they teach. The fucking the publicly voted not publicly voted, like the strictly selected syllabus that the fucking education board puts forward. She's not gonna fucking go AWOL and start teaching about a bunch of nonsense. Just fuck's sake.
How
people are dumb.
What's the Russell Howard quote? Should kids be taught about gay rights? Yes, because you're not going into school telling them Daddy Bear and Daddy Bear use this position. It's like, yeah, fair enough. It's just, it's stupid.
Yeah, like all you do is you Well, it's like teaching people about it's like teaching people about different like religions and different like you give people enough general ideas about like philosophy or ethics and enough to figure out and find out where like what you believe and like what it matters. But you teach them tolerance, it shows that it's a pretty fucking diverse world out there. You're gonna interact with some people who aren't just you, but you aren't just the same like gender, race, sexuality as you. It just teaches tolerance. Just shows you that there's more out there in the world. It's we should always teach this stuff because it's important. Because hey, maybe you move to a neighborhood and it's not predominantly white. Maybe you won't have as many fucking questions because it's just a part of life. People from different backgrounds
Also,
are great.
you brought up neighborhood, which has one more topic with me, where there's this gay neighborhood in Florida. Well, it's predominantly gay neighborhood in Florida, and obviously these parents moved in to like a house on the same in the same like street as these gay couples, because it's obviously a gay neighborhood, and these people own like 5 cars. So if you only really have one parking spot, you are kind of parking on other people's properties. And they would also let their dog out into the neighbours' gardens to take a shit on their lawn. And obviously, the gay couple, saw this and wrote a note saying, please do not park on our lawn. Please pick up your dog poo. Just be respectful, please. And then the dad angrily went, yeah, don't write to us ever again or I'll chop your hands off. And then the daughter got mad because the guy started filming the daughter. Well, he started filming her because the daughter started calling him the F slur. And then my favourite bit is TikTok detectives found out where she worked and got her fired. And that was my favourite bit. That is the best type of camera. You say these stuff and then you get fired from your job. And then the company put out a statement that she worked at saying, we do not support this woman's comments. She has been fired. She's never coming back. She can suck it. And I'm like, good on you, girl. It's just nice to see that stuff. But yeah, imagine like in a gay neighborhood calling someone the F star, even though you're just a straight couple in the neighborhood. It doesn't really work. But yeah, back to these EastEnders. I don't know whether to make this a timestamp or not, because I did not make a timestamp for this.
Might be worth it.
So I'm just gonna put 57 return, but Ash might have to go through the video to see when we start going on about the stuff, if he does not mind in the post recording. Return to Martin part 2. But yeah, where was I? As I was saying,
talking about the Sonia and Bianca stuff.
Yeah. So Bianca's basically got a phone call. That was a lovely topic, by the way, that we just discussed. No one listened to it. No one cares about our opinions. As I was saying, so yes, Bianca basically has made this podcast, and she's got $2,000 for it. And the problem is, she aired out a lot of dirty laundry, because she's obviously speaking from the perspective of how she liked Reese or saw Reese. And Bex walks in and goes, yeah, what are you doing, Bianca? Bianca's like, nothing. So Sonia gets drunk later in the episodes, and Bianca and Bex bring her home. But Sonia really wants her phone. But Bianca doesn't want to give her the phone for obvious reasons. She keeps getting text messages from people going, look, blah, 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 blah. I see Bianca's on a podcast. They're talking about you. Blah, 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 blah. She goes to Kat, and Kat's like, yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. It's very bad. But who listens to podcasts these days? I don't know, but we get a few podcast listeners on this channel. And Freddie's like, yeah, don't worry about Bianca, it'll be all fine. And then she goes back, and Sonia finds out, as people are taking photographs of the house in this where the coma killer lives. And obviously this podcast, from what we were told, is Bianca basically going, basically Sonia's a mongrel. So yeah, that's
sorry.
Is that safe to say?
Probably not.
I'll keep it in, but if it gets backlash, it gets backlash. She's a dumbass. There's another one. And yeah, she's basically just says Sonia's a dumbass. And Sonia just like, get out of my house, Bianca. Bianca's like, alright, fair enough. Because they keep arguing, and then Bianca's like, can I come back in? I want to talk to you, Sonia. And Sonia's like, just get out of my life, please. I can see why Whitney left you. I can see why none of your kids like you. I can see you're a mess of a person. And that's basically it. It's just that. They have an argument, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to distantly distance myself from that word, in case it is a bad word. It's not my word. I didn't say it. But the issue with Bianca and Sonia is, for me, Sonia doesn't respect Bianca's trauma, which I think is where a lot of these issues come to light. Because yes, Sonia did have to go to prison heavily pregnant for a crime she didn't commit. That is true. But also, Bianca was locked up in a storage unit, being barely fed and just basically rotting away for months. So Sonia kind of refuses to accept Bianca's trauma, which causes more problems because, Bianca wants to talk about it, but Sonia wants to forget about it and just say that it never happened. So it's kind of like a hard thing to quantify, because I don't feel like Sonia is respecting Bianca's need to actually try and get past it. Because yeah, sure, what Sonia had to go through was rough, but so was what Bianca had to go through. It's two completely different experiences that they were both cheated out of because of Reese. It's not either's fault that this happened. It's shit either way. So you can understand Bianca's desire to talk about it openly, but also Bianca did kind of openly shaft and say, "Fuck you, Sonia, you fucking moron. Getting with a clear, obvious killer." Yes, Bianca probably exposed one of the most vulnerable things that Sonia's ever gone through, and it probably is rife for speculation as to what Sonia had been through, and kind of was she complicit as such? It purveys more rumours. But still, Bianca has a right to be able to tell her side of the story, and Sonia doesn't see it that way. And for Sonia to just decide, I want you to fucking leave right now and I never want to see you again, is mental to me.
I do agree with that wholeheartedly. That's pretty much that week of EastEnders. This got padded out longer than I thought it was because we derailed it. But we will do an after show and stuff. So, this week it was an interesting week. Obviously, I wasn't really paying much attention. I was reading a book because it helped me hear the episodes and read the book. I did enjoy it. Actually, I need to make this a little side piece, so I'm going to cut it over to you, and you just give your thoughts very quickly.
Yeah, we didn't necessarily talk about the Vicky stuff. The Vicky stuff is essentially Sharon is willing to pay off the debts, and Ross is kind of like, "Hey, you should stay here. It's home." But Vicky's like, "I don't know." But then in the end, she goes, "Yeah, I do actually want to stay here." So she's going to stay at Sharon's for the foreseeable. In terms of the week, I enjoyed the week. It's probably hampered by all the outside the show shit, where I've been feeling like absolute hot garbage the entire week. But also for me, as I said before, it felt like it took us way too long to get to this funeral point, and a lot of it didn't really hit as much as it probably should have. For me, I just kind of I breathed a sigh of relief, just because now it's finally over. Now we can finally start to move on. I don't think I've seen anybody complain about the Julia's theme for Martin's funeral, because it was necessary to have. But I can understand the idea that people are a little bit confused as to why there have been so many as of late. I can kind of understand that in a way. But also, if anybody deserved a Julia's theme in this way, it is Martin Fowler. because of all the legacy and all the importance. But also, if Chris Crenshaw does another Julius theme, fucking sort it out. It's, a fifth one in the span of like 4 months is a bit excessive.
Yeah, I
But
did.
Decent week.
I did enjoy this week. It was a nice week, honestly. It did kind of fly by when I was watching the episodes. Flew by so fast I forgot half the stuff that happened in it. That's how good it was. I'm like I just enjoy it. I'm having fun watching these episodes. I usually, how I do it is I usually watch Monday and Tuesday's episode on Wednesday, and then watch Wednesday's episode as well, and then obviously watch Thursday's episode on Thursday. But like today being Thursday the 10th, I literally had to watch all 4 episodes in one sitting because I completely forgot about them. So that was just interesting. But I was reading a book, so yeah. This is the awards, by the way. So will we get into the awards?
Yep.
The awards are Who Needs Slapping Down, Underrated, and the Keanu Taylor Award of Excellence. So I'm going to start off with underrated. Who's underrated for you? I'm going for Roman.
Yeah, he delivered his lines. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, this is my energy conking out. Lily Slater, I don't know. Did have stepped up this week, had some good scenes. Nice to see her not just accepting Stacey, because there were a lot of issues with Martin and Stacey's relationship that, probably shouldn't have reflected on Lily's relationship with Martin. And yeah. It's a genuine grievance.
Who's the Keanu Taylor Award of Excellence on there? Sorry.
The Knights talking about Anna saying how she's never going to be able to look at a banana the same way because Martin would always give her a banana, and all the Knights just cracking up immediately.
I mean, yeah, that was one of my favourite things. But I guess I'm giving it to the coffin again because the coffin was great. It's a joke award, guys. We can give it to whatever we want. So the banana / the coffin is getting it for both of us. And the last one, who needs slapping down? Sonia.
Yeah, Sonia or Lily. Alternatively, she can get a double award.
And that's the awards.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the after show, or shall we leave it here?
You can probably do like a tiny little bit on the after show.
Want to show some nipple while I do it?
Fucking hell, alright. Jesus.
Okay.
The after show. What much has really happened? I mean, like I said, this week has just been more of the last couple of weeks, and I'll just talk about this briefly. Last couple of weeks have been quite weird. I've been in a constant cycle of I will have no energy, so I'll stop doing all the shit that I should be doing. And then I get energy again, so I do shit. And then I immediately hit that threshold of burnout again. So then I'm burnt out again. Then I'm low energy. And then I'm back to doing fuck all again. That's been my cycle for like the last month. And I don't know how to fix it, fundamentally. But other than just fucking praying it away. Hopefully at some point soon, it fucks off. Did make some progress on the scripted video. I finally recorded my lines. So now it's just about getting it towards being a finished product. It went quite smoothly, honestly. And yeah, I'm pretty sure if anyone follows any of my actual like other social stuff, I did share a little teaser in one of the Discords I'm in of what it is gonna look like. But
my intro,
yeah, it's slowly happening. Fingers crossed it eventually comes out at some point soon.
Yeah, like I said, my intro got replaced and I was like, damn, how was that shit? But I already knew I was going to be replaced because I was like, yeah, Ashes really wants this right. But little do I know that he's recorded the entire list himself and I'm not included in it. I literally just go, then what? And then it's just, all he hears Ashes fight. Then what's an example? if this video ever happens. What have I been doing? I've been reading a book, a memoir, a biography.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's basically Mark Hoppus, the guy who's a part of Blink 182. He put out a book basically detailing his kind of life. I think it goes into like the breakup of Blink, the first time and the second time. Well, not the second time, the kind of Tom leaving the second time, and also details like how like he battled with cancer. I don't know if it delves into Plus 44, the like really good band he did, and just that. No, it isn't. Just a great song, but bloody hell, is it a diss track on Tom DeLonge? But it's so weird because I'm reading like the book, and there's details from his childhood that he's like writing down. Like he spilled apple juice while listening to his parents arguing in a bedroom on the carpet. He was near the door. He spilled apple juice trying to run away, but he just didn't. And then obviously in Adam's song he mentions like, oh, he spilled apple juice in the hall. Please tell Mom this is not our fault. So it's like it's nice to see the parallels. Is what I really enjoy, and I'm I know I would have only been one when this. I wouldn't even be one. I'd be about 12 months old. I would have been turning one a week later. But I just very quickly want to say, from what I've seen of the last ever Blink show, in 2004, it was rough. It was because they played in Dublin, but there was so much tension between Mark and Tom, and like literally you could cut the air with the tension, because like Tom would sing a song and then Mark would snarkily go, "Yeah, the crowd sung it better than you, Tom, you dick." Like, and it was just. And there's a brilliant song in the Untitled album, which is my favourite Blink album, called Stockholm Syndrome. And in it, Mark screams the lyrics, but he never does a live show. But in Dublin, he absolutely just belts it out. Like, he's so fed up. And I'm really looking forward to reading more into, like, how, like, Blink came about, and obviously what skyrocketed, and then the fallout, and then the plane crash that Travis Barker was in, which led to Blink reforming, and then Tom leaving again, and then Mark getting cancer, and then Tom rejoining. So I enjoy, like, I do enjoy it, because it is something I'm interested in. I have it on my phone, but I do want a physical copy just to have on display in my background, just because I think it would be nice. Obviously, if Tom DeLonge ever releases a book, gonna get that shit signed, just proud, plastered on the wall. I was just reading that when I was like watching the EastEnders last night, which is weird because I had my phone light on, awkwardly had the BBC iPlayer on like a screen, like in a small box in the corner, and the book just there, and I'm reading the book, but I have to keep moving my picture in picture because the top page is being the top end of the page being covered. Which mostly it. That's mostly what I did. I'm a bit of a drama queen. I'm here for the drama. Fuck Mark Hoppus. I just want to know about the Blink breakups. But yeah, I'm interested in it. I haven't really listened to much early Blink, but anything from Enema of the State all the way up to now, I've pretty much listened. And yeah, it was fun. It's a fun listen so far, and I do recommend it. It's called Fahrenheit 182. So it's pretty decent. He is doing a book tour, but I was going to get tickets to it because he's doing one in London. Not Ireland, just London. But I believe you literally only get a signed copy of the book. You don't even get to meet him where he signs the book for you. So I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not, let's be honest.
Because it would be nice if you actually could meet him, like, and he signs the book in your name. Like, and pretends I don't want to say pretends he cares. He probably does a little bit. Just like, I would prefer that, because obviously you're paying like £86 to go there to see the fucking show. But yeah, that was just, yeah.
Nah, fuck him.
Yeah. But I also...
Cheers for the money, bozo.
See, this is why I can't wait for Ash's autobiography. Imagine him doing the book tour. Just...
Oh, I wouldn't show up. I get someone else to do it for me.
No. You'd be the type.
Alright, well, one of my brothers, do the book tour for me. Cheers. Yep, sound.
You'd get a robot. You get a robot that looks like you and just get him to do the tour.
I'll do like a video call. Alright, everyone, yep. Nice to see you. Yep. All right, love to see it. All right, there's a bunch of signed copies over there. Yeah, just go it one at a time. You pay for a picture. Here's a cardboard cutout of me. No, I tell you, I mean, first and foremost, when the fuck am I ever writing a book about anything in my life? The most likely book I'm writing is the fucking like history of EastEnders or something, or the Great Fall of Hollyoaks, some shit like that. What fucking my life's not interesting enough for that shit. But then, hey, and to be fair, even if we were gonna get a book deal, we're about 10 years too late. Remember when all the YouTubers got book deals? That was fun. That was a fun time.
I miss when the YouTubers had lesbian haircuts where they would dye their hair like green or blue or pink. I miss that time period in YouTube.
Why, how are you describing it as lesbian haircuts?
I don't know. I'm very annoyed. I'm very annoyed at the Minecraft movie because Ash, do you know who originally was supposed to play Steve? And I was so mad he didn't get to play it.
Yeah.
Matt Berry. He was going to be Steve. Imagine him as Steve. It would have been great. He does appear in the movie at the end, but I wish he was. I wish he was Steve.
Oh yeah, it sounds 10 times better. Probably has less widestream appeal, but
I'd still put him in the sequel. I wouldn't care. I'll make him a key part in the sequel because they are doing a sequel, probably. And also, to no one's surprise, Angry Birds 3 is happening. It's coming out in 2027. So there you go. For the one person who loves the Angry Birds movie, it's happening, guys. I did watch the first.
Let's go.
Ash is going to be there at the ticket store. He's getting the tickets straight away. Aren't you?
Yeah.
See, look, he's so happy. And that's basically
Love Angry Birds.
You sound like when you get a present off your parents but you're not happy with it.
It's like when my nan bought me an art set. Yeah, cheers, Nan. I can barely use a fucking pencil properly, but cheers for the art set. It was pink as well. I was 8 years old. I liked orange. Not even my favourite colour, Nan. Fuck's sake. She made up for it there.
But I think that's where we leave it. Unless you have anything else. So Ash is melting in the heat. It's not
even that warm.
So without further ado, I must bid you a good night and a goodbye. And we will see you on the next podcast. See you then. Bye bye. Bye bye.